This doesn't have to be anything other than honest. And that's what I'm trying to stress within myself. Today was a really, really hard day for me. I lost a really good friend. Really, really good friend of mine, my little cat, Luna, or Kitschy, or Wookie, or she goes by like 12,000 names. It's been such a day of ups and downs, mainly downs, and part of me is trying to hold it all together for the sake of this video, but I also know that rubs me the wrong way, as my spirit feels called to always being transparent and giving everything really real effort behind it. I just transitioned from being downtown to back up north. I have to go deliver the news to my parents, although I'm sure they already know. Giving myself the time to feel the array of sensations and emotions that come along with loss, because it's been a really long time since I've had to deal with losing a life. I've had to deal with losing other things, more minuscule things. But this is, it's been a really long time. She was only 6, pushing 7 in October. I say pushing like she's a really old cat, but I guess in cat years that was only in the middle age. I have to bring everything back to my parents' place. I have her little kennel here. She was really special. I'm having some fears around remembering her in full. I know you can't remember every little thing about a person or a place or an animal, but I look back to all my previous pets and I think, well, I don't really remember too much about them, so it scares me to think that someone such as herself, who had such a profound effect on my life when she first came into my life, the thought of losing those memories, even though I'm probably not going to, it really scares me, because I'm clinging on to them. I know that there's so much more to this life than just existing in a physical vessel, having a human body, having an animal body, having any sort of body, any sort of flesh. She came into my life at a very tumultuous time, a very interesting, chaotic, developmental period that was extremely crucial for me to go through. And I think about what her purpose was, just beyond just being a companion, beyond just being a cat, because it's so much more deeper than that. Everything has so much more depth to it, and I'm really appreciative of what's been going on the past couple hours, despite the really deep sadness that's tied to loss, because she's allowing me to see how deep everything is, because sometimes I get cut off from that perspective. Sometimes I don't know if I make the conscious choice to forget only to remember it again, to make the choice to come back to that knowledge and to further discover and develop more knowledge that I haven't embraced yet. And there's so much wisdom in all of it. She came into my life to teach me how to be strong and that I was capable. And now she no longer needs to be and I want to believe I did everything I could to help her through her life. I'm feeling some guilt around it, because she was sick for a little while, and we thought it was just other things. Like, we thought it was just something tied to maybe having hairballs, and because she had breathing problems if any of you are listening to this or watching this, she had a lot of severe breathing problems. What we just discovered all of a sudden within the last couple of days. I dropped her off on Friday to the emergency vet. I come here to one of my favorite parks to sit and just collect my thoughts and reflect and process even more. I've been coming to this park for a really long time. It's beautiful. There's a big pond with ducks. Although I don't know if this will zoom adequately, but every time I come here I usually sit on that bench. Sometimes I would watch the sunrise, sometimes I would watch the sunset, sometimes I would just come here midday. It didn't really matter, it was just a really good place for me. And I would always usually sit under this tree. I'm not sure how old it was, but I'm walking down this path today to get to where I'm sitting, and this is what I see. So life is teaching me some very vital lessons about what it means to let go and to love something so much that you can appreciate it and understand that some things need to be let go in order for you to love them fully. It would have been selfish for me to cling to such things, even though, I would have done anything in my power, anything under the sun, anything that was feasible, anything that was possible to save her, but it wasn't her story. Side note, that's a great tree. Maybe I'll sit under you one day. Sometimes we're placed in these situations because we have to learn a very valuable lesson, and I've talked about this many times before, and I've reflected on this many times before in my own life and my own experience, and it felt like a very unique thing for her and me. She was like beyond a pet. She was just, and beyond family. For some backstory, I guess I'll share with you. When we got her back in 2009, she came into my life while I was really not in a solid place. A very scattered, very chaotic, not grounded at all. I was indulging in a lot of things that were not healthy for me, and I wasn't really in a good place in terms of self-love, and I was struggling. And so she came into my life to help me work through that struggle. And I think that's what she taught me, is just to be able to love. And learn to love as much as you can on this short time here. All we really have is this moment, and this moment passes so quickly. I mean, even in this present moment, 5 seconds ago will never be the same. It's so beautiful and like daunting at times and melancholic, but I really see so much beauty in that. There's so much. She was like, I was always so excited to visit her. So much space. I don't know how much battery life I have on this, but just go with it. I'm allowing myself to heal at my own pace, at any time. Whichever process I take to process this, it's fine, no matter how long it takes. lessons, and sometimes it's right in front of me, and I wonder how much of it is a choice to see it and disregard it, or choose to look at it attentively. But today has been a day. I didn't want her to struggle. You don't want to see something or someone that you love struggle. And that's what was happening, and she was doing so well yesterday. She's been there since Friday, so it's been 3.5 days. And I took a video of her progress, and she was eating and in high spirits and purring and grooming, and she had energy. And I got multiple calls early in the morning, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., another one at 5 a.m., but I was dead asleep. I actually went to bed super late because I was having trouble sleeping because of it all. And so I obviously didn't hear the calls, and when I woke up around 7, I got another call, and they were like, we're going to keep checking up on her and monitoring her progress and see where she's at, but it's not looking good. And they were really honest with me. They didn't sugarcoat it, which I appreciate so much. Not that I would expect that they would, but yeah. So I came rushing on over after the second call of that morning, and all I asked for the universe was, you don't have to keep her here if she's going to suffer and struggle, because we're pretty sure it was a cancer. Now that we know more, it wouldn't have been right. It wouldn't have been fair, because I would only be keeping her for my own sort of agenda, and even then I can't really get away with it. It wouldn't be right, and so she left. She left this morning, and I'm so grateful it was with me, and I'm so grateful for all the immense support and abundance that just appeared out of nowhere. It was always glad I was able to give her a peaceful goodbye. I asked the universe, she doesn't have to stay here on this earthly plane. She doesn't have to stay with me. She doesn't have to stay in this body, but all I ask is that I'm there when she goes. It was so hard to watch. I'm going to go back to my parents' place where she's at, she used to live, because I couldn't keep her. Unfortunately, my roommate's cat and Luna don't get along with other cats, so yeah, so she was staying there for majority of the time. So I have to go bear the news, and it's going to be tough because I'll see all the different spots that she sits in. She's a little groove in the couch that she watches the sun and watches the outdoors from the window, listens to the birds. It's going to be I'm doing a bit better, but I was not doing too well earlier. That's really it. Check if this is still recording. I don't know what I'm going to do with this video, whether I'm just going to keep this for my own personal reflections and for my own journal through the wide-ranging spectrum of human emotions and what it means to be here and feel all these things. Or maybe I'll post it on YouTube because I'm crazy like that. Or perhaps I'll post it on YouTube and LiveNet as an intro. So if that's the case, hello people. Hi strangers of the internet. We won't be strangers for much longer, I suppose, if I continually pursue making these types of journals. But yeah, that's me, and that's my current experience. Losing a cat, losing a really special loved one, losing this tree over here. Life really delivers it all at once, doesn't it? It's all a good test. It's long as I stay humble and open to that, it'll be less of a struggle. And even if it is a struggle, that's still equally as valid. Well, thanks for listening. I'll leave you with this beautiful, almost sunset. Remember to cherish the ones you love. Know that our time here, we don't really know what's going to happen. All we have is these moments which pass by ever so quickly. Love it all.